Thad Cleveland. Sheriff, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be on your show.
For us as well. Thank you. So how much of their visits were about optics ahead of the election in just a few months instead of actual action, which you've brought up? You've said it's lacking from both candidates.
Yes, ma'am. So, President Biden's visit to Brownsville, Texas, out here where I'm located, we're not an urban-to-urban environment like Brownsville is. We have more apprehensions out here than they do in Brownsville. Brownsville's a very slow area. That was definitely for optics. But I'll tell you, President Trump going out to Eagle Pass, that has been ground zero for the last 2 years of Texas, was good. It was good for him to see what Governor Abbott has done along the border at Shelby Park and the infrastructure they put in. And, two very different locations of what's going on the border. Even Eagle Pass has had, still significant apprehensions in that area.
Do you think both Trump and Biden saw what they needed to see, spoke who they needed to speak to?
Not at all. Not at all.
Both of them.
And again, President Biden going to Brownsville, an area where there's not a location or a lot going on. Sure, the agents there are going to be, with the shiny object coming in, they're going to be excited, if you will, but they're going to have a very controlled environment. The agents aren't going to be able to really tell them what's going on or what's on their mind. With, of course, President Trump going to Eagle Pass, there was no Border Patrol involvement. Even our involvement was limited. And when I say we, they had Sheriff Coe. He's the sheriff over in Kinney County, and he's also a retired Border Patrol agent like myself. We really feel like they missed an opportunity because our communities are probably two of the most impacted communities by those crossing illegally, not the asylum seekers, but those crossing illegally.
You mentioned how different Eagle Pass and Brownsville are in the state. What do you think we're missing from these visits, Sheriff?
Of course, going to be the ground truth. What's going on? Again, why pick a location like Brownsville? Where the apprehensions, I saw the numbers less than 10 a day. They may have had a few over 10, but the week prior, just very few apprehensions where, again, in Eagle Pass, they were closer to 500, I believe the numbers were. So, why pick a location where there's not much going on? Why not go out to Arizona or San Diego where there's a significant amount of activity and support those agents that are extremely busy?
You have said that repeatedly on this show, sir. Thank you for reiterating that. Now that their visits are done, what do you hope to see next for your area all along the border?
Well, I'll tell you what, still we're receiving a tremendous amount of support from Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star. The last the last 5 days, we've had 4 pursuits in my county alone. One was initiated by the Border Patrol in the county next to ours. We ended up, Terrell County Sheriff's Office, spiking that vehicle using a tire deflation device to stop it. The next day, we had another high-speed pursuit that went off-road out into the brush. Then we had another pursuit that went up into the neighboring community north of us, which is an hour away, that actually ended up in an accident. Thank goodness there were no deaths, but there were some serious injuries. And then yesterday, an Operation Lone Star Texas Ranger actually had a pursuit in our county as well. So from the Biden administration, to answer your question, we've got 9 more months of nothing, to be honest. And that's not on the backs of Border Patrol agents. Border Patrol agents continue to do a great job. But it's until voters get out and put a new president in the White House, that's when we'll see some real change.
Those 4 incidents you mentioned, that was just this week, Sheriff?
In the last 5 days, yes.
Incredible. I'm glad no one was hurt. We always appreciate your insight, sir. Sheriff Thad Cleveland from Texas. Thank you.